Therefore, in your circumstance, we are talking about your family member, your wife.
Yep.
So you and your wife. This is a moment with you and your wife. What is happening? What is the way that you share your regard for her?
In what situation?
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah. Probably something like getting back in the evening after doing exercises and walking around the city and showing ourselves off that we are here. When I get back there somewhere, it's my wife, of course, is preparing the meal.
Excellent.
And I know that she's been helping her mother and father the whole day. Which means that this is the perfect situation where I can show that it's my time to help at home.
Okay. So you're going to throw in and start, cutting things.
Exactly.
Like that.
Let her sit down for a while, have a glass of wine if that's okay, and coffee or something, and just take it easy, and we'll talk.
Yeah. Excellent. So this is, and also the parents have been taken care of, so they're not going to be, bothering you with your opinions and all that. There's other times of the week when you get to do that, and
probably the conversation from my part, quite soon go into, isn't it time for us to start a family?
And the answer is yes. It is. In fact, the implication that tonight even might be, might as well.
And suddenly it's a
going
much
on
smaller dinner and not as well prepared as they should be.
Right.
It's a bit stressed.
Yeah. So, but she actually, allows you, or it seems to be comfortable with the idea that our attempts toward starting a family together would begin pretty soon. So that's good, right?
Yeah, I'm living the happy life.
Yeah. And finally?
I'm a soldier.
Yeah.
Pretty young.
And your social status, your authority is indebted as well. So okay. Yeah.
So I consider myself, I'm like a foot soldier.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm dreaming of a career in the military. So I'm really.
You have that hope for some military event coming up, right?
Exactly, which is good, because that means people are going to die, officers are going to die, and that's going to create a career opportunity for me.
Excellent. It could be that there is an outlying area which has become ungovernable.
Yeah.
And the problem kind of went out of control. And so
I think it's all this new coffee code that's shaking up some of the.
A lot of prosperity.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so the problem here is that, not a problem. The way I see it is that there is a squad of the governor's men. They are cavalry, and they are wearing the new fashion, which are these impassive-looking face masks, full face masks, that are actually kind of scary. When you see them riding along, and also something that hasn't been common, draping the horses in this region with armor is too hot for them.
Yeah.
But they have brought along barding for the horses that of a type that is pretty nice looking. You haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
The metallurgy is steel for the best stuff. What we would call actually white steel is the way that it's made, and then bronze is the big metal. Bronze is awesome. It's basically metal plastic.
Yeah.
You just melt it down and make a new thing, and it's fine. So a lot of the things you guys work with day to day are bronze, and that includes your weaponry, which is against all stereotype. Bronze is not a crap weapon. No, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
So, so yes, that's as a footman, you would be armed. You would have a fairly big shield. You would have not a pike. You were not up against charging horses. Not in this circumstance. You would be probably armed with 2 spears and what they would call a spada. which is about this long,
Okay.
which is sort of your backup weapon. If we were here geographically, the very same weapon would be called a sax.
Okay.
So if it were in Roman times, it would be a gladius. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's this long, it's sharp. Look out. Grab it when your spear breaks. That's what it's for. It's got a point. Yeah. And it doubles as a shovel when you want to, make a latrine or something.
Yeah.
So in modern day, in the US, it's a K-bar.
K-bar.
Yeah. So anyway, so you are actually probably going out to go and set up an encampment. You might even be at an encampment out there in the hills.
Okay.
With these, the tent structures are set up. You guys are sent out with your shovels to dig the latrines, and sentries are set up and things, because now as we are just in the area where the clever bastards might actually mount an attack.
Okay, yes.
Because they're like that.
Yeah.
But if all goes well, there won't be, and we can invest the most important village and use that as the base to go and hunt down all the troublemakers after we ask the people in the village who the troublemakers really are.
Mm. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So that's the plan. The good news about this is, again, it's a hopeful thing. There are people here actually who have requested this. To put the positive spin on this, there are people who have requested that you guys come.
Okay.
There's a dispute out here.
Yeah.
It's not like a huge district-wide rebellion.
No.
So to you, it seems like this is going to raise the bar a little bit out here. This is great.
Mm-hmm.
They're shoveling your latrine ditch.
Yeah.
Right there, just as your wife is, putting a little more spin on your topic. There, as you are, and then for you, as your father actually steps back when the caravan master comes up to talk.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the caravan is moving.
Yeah.
Yes, and of course I'm waiting for the caravan leader comes to me.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And it is at this time, this is for all of you, all at once, simultaneously, every single one of you convulses and shudders and sees that things have changed drastically. Your wife, it's the most straightforward thing, is literally pulled apart from the inside as if some forces are tearing her apart. And her eyes are like looking at you as she is her head is like almost completely snapped around as your house erupts in flame. And the same thing for you, you turn to your father and he is a pillar of fire. Even worse, he is not consumed entirely. He is in there twitching and burning and screaming. And you look, and the whole city, right? Your back was to the city, right? The whole city erupts and the wall crumbles outward. And for you, it is very similar. The words on the page, as you were reviewing them, turn into horrific blasphemies. And it all falls apart, and your hands are burning off, and you look around, and everybody is doing horrific things to each other, just like tortuous damage to each other with whatever they can grab to hand as they turn into blazing human torches and continue to harm each other. The natives, the local people, fall upon all of you, seemingly out of the sky as well as anywhere else, clawing up from the earth, seizing your companions and shoving weapons into them in non-fatal, agonizing ways. And then once that happens, then they burst into flame, and you are surrounded by flaming cadavers.
Yeah.
All of you. You look up and the whole sky is on fire. All of
And if you go to our religion,
Mm-hmm.
is this something like Sodom and Gomorrah in our some histories?
This is what we will talk about in just a moment.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because all the iconography.
If I can imagine something.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. The religious iconography is very distinctive. Some of it is not that familiar to you. This seems to be the central, and once you collect, I don't know if you can collect yourself, but it consolidates into the being of this kind. Chained being of some kind with strange runes and symbols associated, and the visions of a place. You find yourself basically that you weren't where you thought you were. This is where you were the whole time, it seems now, in a place like this that looks like that, and that presiding over all of it in a metaphysical way, in chained agony and rage. And it's familiar to all of you, but not as fixed religious knowledge. You're not like, oh, look, that's Saint so-and-so. Oh, look, that's Noah. Or, oh, look, that's Muhammad. You know, it's not quite that direct. Who is the Vahad? Is what you are? Who is the?
I'm Bahad.
Yeah, to you it is more familiar.
Mm-hmm.
The central symbol of Vahad is a circle.
Mm-hmm.
And it is elaborated upon artistically in a million different ways. And to you, this is Vahad based.
Mm-hmm.
For you guys, that circle device, you may recognize it as a religious practice, one of many, but it's not something that you use. So that is what we are seeing here. And so all of you are obviously traumatized by looking at these things, so that when you blink and normality is restored, I mean, I think the first thing to do is to just call for some form of orientation, right? Just to stay oriented at all in the midst of this. And so I guess it's also voluntary. All of you are finding yourself just like falling to your knees or losing your balance, or trying to, the motions you were making do not match the physicality of where you were standing, and so you were just kind of swaying around. And so how do you want to recover yourself and act normal? It's the question, or are you just going to take it and roll with it? That's an individual choice for all of you.
I think I'm kneeling on the stage,
Mhm.
A crumpled paper in my hand, staring out at the audience, blinking,
Right.
just staring at them, and they are staring back and beginning to murmur, and I stammer a few times and rise up and then just leave the stage.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's
okay.
I'm too taken by the vision.
I see, in that case. So, you are not utilizing your authority, and you are right here. Yeah. So you're acting a little off, a little weird. You are going off rails from what's happening. So therefore, you will have to make a charm roll. Basically to preserve you don't to maintain your self might be a brawn or a wits roll, right? To soldier on, but you're not doing that. So the question is just how is this going to be reacted to, and charm is not in this case transitive. You are not trying to charm them. This is more or less how they are reacting to you because of who you are. So what is your charm score? 6. Roll those, add them together, add 6. We are seeking a 12 or higher. And yes, you managed to carry it off. You must have your reasons. So that would mean that fellow poets, what's your reputation, by the way?
Generous and a bit dominating.
Yes. So friends of yours who look up to you a little. It's not like you ever dominate them. You're just nice.
Of course.
Right? But your friends are exactly the people due to this who are going to come up and like support you. It's clear something is wrong. And so they're going to say, it's all right, you can go at the end. But one of them, in fact, looks left, looks right, and gets going with his poem. So covers for you. Right. Right. So that's we'll get back to you in just a moment. We're doing sort of snapshot play at the moment, right, back and forth. How about you?
Yes, this was my first big moment to meet the caravan, and then I'm going forward and let the caravan leader go to me, and then everything explodes.
Mm-hmm.
These visions, and I see, of course, that's a vision for me, a vision for my family. This is my big moment. So I'm shaken, but I don't want to show it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I want to stand stable.
This is going to be your wits. Can you keep your wits?
Yes.
Stay on task.
Yes.
So your wits is what?
6.
Oh, 6. Okay, so yes. So with these good rolls, you do, right? You can move straight into the negotiations without pain or suffering. Well, maybe you're suffering a lot.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard, when your father nods at you, you're like, it's pretty hard not to remember what you just saw.
Yeah.
But yeah, you kept your focus.
Yeah, I'll try to keep my. I don't want to show any weakness here because this is the army. We have to be tough, and I want to be a leader, so I don't want to be perceived as weak or anything. I think I've never been to an actual fight, so maybe I'm nervous or something.
Right.
I'm trying to tell myself you're just nervous for this fight, but of course maybe it's a bad omen.
Well, yes, but the real question I have is just in terms of right here.
Yeah.
Right here, you're literally, basically, are you going to have a seizure and vomit right there?
No.
In the middle of your task is
No.
what we're talking about.
No.
And so if you're going to go by, well, I'm tough, I'm going to do this, then it's a brawn check.
Yeah. Okay. I'll 5 and brawn.
Well,
So faith.
yeah, so yes, you are soiled and twitching. so yes, that's your circumstance.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Somebody says something's wrong with this guy.
Yeah.
So you're going to get carted off,
Yeah.
and somebody's shaking their heads and saying, "Who are they sending us these days?" That sort of thing.
It's a good thing I'm digging the latrines.
Yeah, exactly. So okay, so there's our circumstance. How about you?
Of course, when this happened, I'll drop everything on the floor.
All right.
My wife will directly stand up and be, "What's wrong?"
Right. Mm-hmm.
And what I want to do is collect myself. I understand that I saw something special, which is not good.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hug my wife. The first thing I want to do is hug her and hold her.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need to leave. I need to go to the temple. I need to understand.
Right. Now, for just this moment, this is going to sound a little bit weird, but since this is not an act of like fortitude and strength, and we are not being sort of intellectually focused, right, or anything like that, and unlike your charm situation where you are affecting a social circumstance, by the way, charm rolls, they don't work on family. So that doesn't apply. So what we were really talking about is just keeping what you already narrated. You're keeping your balance, right? Can you even make it to her to hug her, right? When you are dropping everything and not sure where your feet are. So let's go with the quickness.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay, right. So you are able to get to her without falling, and or tripping over something, and yeah, so unfortunately the mood is shattered,
Yeah.
and you have a temple to go to.
Yeah.
So,
I'll just tell I need to leave.
yeah.
I need to do something.
But, not even a but honey, okay. No, it's but.
Yes,
What?
I love you, but I need to leave. I need to. But then I just leave.
Right, yeah. Excellent. All right.
But